A100 with Konnan and Disco is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline is your number one source for the NBA and the NHL playoffs this season. Every stat, every matchup, and even live odds while the games are being played. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker, or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Don't forget to use the promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAD, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline. The game starts here.
Okay, so did you guys watch SmackDown Friday night?
Yes, I did.
All right.
Yes.
We got the numbers, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good number. So it opens up with Punk in Chicago. He called live TV pressure. Speaking in front of your home crowd is pressure. Making promises to your hometown is pressure.
Total was 2.336.
Yeah, good number. He then compared Drew's situation to 2011 when he promised Chicago he would leave WWE champion and didn't embarrass Chicago in the process. He spoke about the pressure at various points in his career and then shifted to talk about Drew. He spoke about how Drew had kicked him in Chicago when he was down and how he promised himself that he would return the favor by burning him in his career 6 feet under in return. Then said he didn't think it would be this easy because Drew had quit and taken his ball and went home. Punk was interrupted by Paul Heyman. Said he had just gotten to the arena and Heyman commented on being hot as outside. And when Punk opens the show at the All-State Arena, it's hot as inside. He kept complimenting Punk and said he meant it when he said that he's his best friend. And the crowd chanted for Roman, and Punk said Heyman doesn't look so good, but he's only got one. He's the only one who can interrupt his promos and get away with it. So Heyman gets in the ring, said he needed that, and he went on to say that he heard on the radio on the way that Chicago is CM Punk's town, and that really off Solo. Now that Solo's ahead of the table, he wants every town to be his town, and Heyman said he came out to do him a favor, and he wants one in return. He told Punk to get the hell out of there because a bunch of wild Samoans and Tongans are coming after him. Punk asked if he was serious because Solo and the Tongans are going to try and jump him in Chicago, and before Heyman could answer, Solo and the Tongans walked out towards the ring. Solo said if Punk wanted to be on SmackDown on his show and in his city, he had two options. He could pay his respect to the Bloodline, he could make sure he never gets cleared to wrestle again. Punk asked Heyman what the return fare was, and Paul said, "Take me with you as pathetically as humanly possible." Punk responded to Solo and said he acknowledged that he sees a bunch of fake-ass Usos and a cosplay tribal chief in front of him, and as they got in the ring, Cody Rhodes showed up with baseball bats, and they were forced to back down. Then he grabbed the mic and said he's already beaten one head of the table and can leave his family backstage tonight, and they will settle this tonight in the ring. He challenged Solo, and Solo agreed. What did you think of this segment?
Great.
Yeah.
This was a great segment, and because I don't want to confuse. I loved when Paul came out and Punk was like shocked, and he got a huge reaction. Paul's gonna probably be a big baby face when he goes back with Punk. He's just the best actor on that show. His emotions are great, you know. And what else do I remember from this? And I love the part where he goes, I want you to do me a favor. And then when the Bloodline comes out and he's saying, well, what's the favor? He goes, take me with you.
Yeah.
That was great.
And his acting, like you said, I mean, we've been talking about it for years, you guys, and I've, been watching him forever, but when he says, take me with you, it's like if he was taking an acting class and they were like, Paul, show me pleading, and then he does the facial, like he just looked like he was the eyes and they watered and everything, man. He's so good.
Yeah. Cody was they showed Cody backstage as bat, and Kevin Owens and Orton walked up and asked if he really wanted to take on Solo by himself. Owens said he didn't like this idea, and Solo always has a plan, and Cody promised that he has a plan of his own. So Solo threatened Paul Heyman over his attempts to leave, and he asked him to tell the Tongans to make sure Kevin Owens and Randy Orton don't make it into Money in the Bank match. He then told Paul they'd have a conversation later. So he's threatening Paul and bullying him. Paul's scared.
Yeah, Paul's scared.
So the next match is a Money in the Bank qualifier between Randy Orton, Tama Tonga, and Carmelo Hayes. Right. Solo has let it be known that Tama Tonga and whatever that Randy Orton and Owens are not supposed to. They're not getting out of this tournament. Right. So now we have a little extra here for this match, and Carmelo Hayes is in it too. Tonga lower ran down, but intercepted by Owens. Then Tama Tonga attempted to capitalize, but got thrown out of the ring. And Carmelo Hayes rolled up Randy Orton from behind. Another big upset because all these other characters have personal issues going on, and they're distracted. And now the lucky person in the match is the one that's winning these matches. This shows you like,
but it's great because you're beating a top guy. And it doesn't affect him at all because he's being protected. I mean, this is excellent booking.
Right.
It's funny that you said like the way that you guys put it, because when I watched it, the phrase that I thought of was when Vince was there, he always said, "We make movies." He never wanted to call the company wrestling. But when I watched SmackDown, especially, I thought, wow, dude, this is pro wrestling to me. This is what, the way everything was. So it seems more wrestling to me when, as opposed to Disco saying it's a show, but the wrestling is the side note.
He's right. Disco is absolutely right.
This is how you book storylines, and how easy it is when you have good storylines. How easy it is to make matches coming out of these stories.
Right.
When you book the matches first and just try to figure out a story, you get what you get on AEW. It's just lame stuff. It's just all wrestling and just So yeah,
right, they really just care about wrestling.
Yeah, and maybe that's a reason that AEW
when it's a TV show. Maybe if you want to see wrestling, go to the house show or maybe the pay-per-view.
Kevin Owens had made his entrance. It was attacked from behind by Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa before he reached the ring. Then Orton came out of the chair to run them off. And Owens decided to limp to the ring to continue anyway. So he's got a Money in the Bank qualifier against Andrade and Grayson Waller. And basically, the good finish here.
Right.
Because basically, Waller pulled Owens to the floor after he hit a stunner. Then he landed DDT on Owens, and then attempted his somersault DDT, that move he does where he's outside the ring and springboards through the second and third rope in and does a flip up into his gimmick. And Andrade caught him and gave him the spinning DDT of his own and got the win.
He does a springboard. He just jumps through them. But that's called the Salte de Tigre in Mexico. But here's the only problem I'm having with that. He's done that at least 4 or 5 times already where he rolls into the ring and he gets hit with something. He needs to hit the guy with something now before it just, you know what I'm saying? The novelty wears off. But it's a very, very, very cool move.
Yeah, and I didn't mean springboard DDT, I mean spinning DDT. And it's called, they're calling the move the message.
The message. And then the other thing is that I thought KO was great he's always great at selling, but he was really good here selling his leg, right? Andrade was good here. Everybody was good here. And he's the WWE Speed Champion. It would be nice if he carry the belt on the shows, Right. And Wade Barrett, he's really good on commentating too.
Well, so next is a very important conversation. Backstage, Paul Heyman interrupted Solo on his way to the ring and told him defeating Cody Rhodes wasn't his job. He was supposed to keep him in check until Roman returned to reclaim his title. Solo told Heyman that he didn't want to be the one to tell him this, but he loves him, and Roman Reigns is not coming back. Heyman was left dumbfounded and asked how they could be as Solo walked away towards the ring. Then Paul walked out behind Solo and they completed their ring entrance. So that was very, very interesting stuff.
Yeah, Paulie's reaction was great. Like, he's not coming back. And it just puts in my mind so many things that can happen from A, he's lying. B, Roman comes back and said, who told you I wasn't coming back? I'm back. There's so much good things that are going to happen when Roman finally comes back.
Right.
Yeah, and you mentioned before how over Paul would probably be as babyface with Punk, but also Roman's probably coming back as a babyface too. So,
all right. So next is Cody versus Solo. They fight for like a minute, and then the Tongans come in. So then Randy and Owens come in, and they basically sent Tonga to the floor, and Orton landed an RKO and Tama, and Solo begged off all 3 men. This was kind of I gotta call a spade here because these guys, I'm not saying they screwed it up, but Solo and what's his name, Cody, were in the background, like in the ring, standing there like doing nothing while all this stuff was going on. And then as it cleared, then they started selling. Like it was kind of like, they should have like gone to the floor and like been out of the picture, then came in the ring and done the beg off. Okay, if you watch it back, I mean, if you guys didn't notice it was no big deal. I noticed it, and I would have liked this to be.
I didn't notice it, but if that happened, you make a very good point.
Right. So so Solo was begging off. He sits in the corner, and he's all 3 of them are surrounding him. And he's sitting in the corner, and he starts smiling and laughing. And out of nowhere, Jacob Fatu comes in. 2 super kicks takes out Cody and
Orton.
Randy Orton. Then he eats a super kick from Owens, shrugs it off, and gives a hell of a clothesline. He took a huge bump.
Great bump.
Then he throws Owens out of the ring and gives him a Samoan drop onto the steps. And then Cody starts fighting back. He knocks him out of the ring, and so he pulls him out, and he puts him on the table, and he goes up top and splashes him through the announcer's table. So basically, Jacob. And the thing that sucks about this too, this is a really good show, and I would have liked this to be a better. I'd be surprised, but unfortunately, when you're on Twitter and between 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock Pacific time, Jacob Fatu was trending.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, great. Something, dude. So I know, I'm like, okay, when's Jacob Fatu coming out? Which kind of ruined the surprise at the end for me. But yeah, this is a good brother, just doing good storytelling right now again. And the show is a backdrop to the multiple storylines, the interesting storylines that they have going on where you don't know what's going to happen next. So
this was great because it was a great debut. He took out 3 of the top guys in one fell swoop. You made him in one night. He looked like a monster, and if you've never seen him, you're waiting to see him. I mean, he had a way better debut than the 2 Tongan guys, right? All 3 of the triple threat Money in the Bank matches, those were all good. And we got surprises. We got Chelsea Green winning, we got Hayes winning, we got Andrade winning. That's good. I like the unpredictability that they're doing now. I mean, they're on fire. Their booking is great, and this is a master class in booking. And then we also got Punk and McIntyre, which is hot. You know what I'm saying? And then we got the Logan thing. So they're on fire. And then we've got oh no, that happened on Raw. Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.